Let's move forward on that.
The litigation is not complete. You are right. A district court did hold that. The appeal is on hold because the parties have held it
The
in
money
abeyance.
was never appropriated, Chris. It is not constitutional.
Listen, I get that that's your opinion. I'm just saying that the litigation
the court's opinion
isn't over. One court's opinion, but again, the appeal is on hold. It could be wind up in a different place, or you could be right. But I'm asking you about something else, and you're not giving me a full-throated answer on it yet.
What I'm giving you is Obamacare is a mess, and we need to replace the whole thing, repeal the whole thing. That's what we need to focus on.
I understand what you think should be done. I get it, and I'm happy for you to say it as many times as you like.
People think that too. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, well, that's not really true. When you look at polls about the ACA, it's actually more popular, and many members of your own party don't want to see what's happening right now that the president's. But I want to ask you about the executive orders again.
The polls that count our election day, and that was pretty clear what the American people said.
Right, but just because a manufactured message about something being bad works doesn't mean that it's actually the truth. What I'm saying is the truth is complicated, but what seems simple is you were against executive orders when they go against congressional authority. That's what is happening now, Jim Jordan.
Chris,
he is taking action that he himself has said in the past was wrong for President Obama to take.
Not with the CSR
said it's
payments.
Wrong.
You could maybe make that argument on the interstate shopping for insurance. I don't think so. I think there's flexibility enough in the law to allow Health and Human Services to do those kind of things. So I don't think it's the same as what Obama did. But you might be able to make that argument. Certainly with CSR payments, you can't. This is not appropriated dollars. The president says we're going to stop it. And all this underscores is just what a mess Obamacare is. And never forget, and I come back to this every time we do this, never forget what they told us about this law. Everything the Democrats told us about this law has turned out to be false.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. If you like your plan, you keep your plan. If you like your doctor, you keep your doctor.
That's true. That's fair criticism.
The president told us
but not everything is untrue.
9 different lies they told us, and we know they were lies because the architect of Obamacare, Jonathan Gruber, who the New York Times called the architect of this law, was caught on videotape saying, yeah, we misled the American people. We told them things that weren't accurate. We pulled one over on the American people. So the architect told us they lied to us. Like your plan, keep your plan. Like your doctor, keep your doctor. Premiums will decline. Deductibles will go down. The President of the United States, President Obama, told us premiums would decline on average $2,500. Now, how has that worked out for American families? So they told us, remember this one,
depends on which American families you're talking about,
They told us
Jim.
The website was going to work when they rolled this out.
And it didn't.
It did not at all.
You guys fall short a lot. I got a news flash for you, Jim Jordan. You guys promise American people a lot of things that don't come true.
I didn't promise them that stuff on Obamacare. The
I know, that wasn't your particular misgiving.
And the president is trying to fix it, and we're trying to fix it.
You said you'd make it fixed. You'd make it better. You cannot find a reasonable health care analyst who will look at cutting the subsidies, shrinking the enrollment period, and doing other things that the president's doing in this executive order and that you were trying to do in your bill that makes it better in the main for American families. This seems to be about sucking money out of it and using it for something else, but you're doing it on the backs of the most needy.
You're acting like these CSR payments are the reason this thing is such a mess. That is not the case.
No, I'm making those payments are really important in stabilizing health care for people who need help.
You can't stabilize this thing. It's already falling apart. That is what everyone understands.
But you're making it fall apart by pulling the subsidies, shrinking the enrollment period, and messing with the rollout of the plan.
Chris, think about your logic. You're saying the folks who passed this law, who told us 9 different statements that were absolutely false. The architects told us on camera that, yeah, we misled the American people. The thing is falling apart, and now you're saying President Trump, by stopping an unconstitutional activity, is somehow is the cause of the problem? That makes absolute no sense.
You're arguing, if you want to do the syllogy game, you're arguing that imperfection, and nobody would argue that the ACA is perfect,
that's for sure.
That the imperfection is now going to be the enemy of any progress at all. Because you're not making progress on this.
I'm arguing we should do what we said. And that is what the president is doing. We should do what we said. We should repeal and replace it. And we did that in the House. I actually reintroduced the clean repeal legislation. We've had this conversation before.
And your own party couldn't agree on it. Because they know, too many of you.
Unfortunately, you are right.
And why?
Six Republican senators voted against the very legislation they had supported 20 months ago. And that drives American voters crazy. And well, it should.
No, look, some voters, it drives crazy. And some of those same voters are going to be hurt by what you're doing right now by endorsing this executive order.
No, they're being hurt by Obamacare. They're being hurt by Obamacare. Plain and simple.
But you're messing with Obamacare to the disadvantage of millions of people who need the help.
We're trying to repeal it and replace it with
Americans.
Premiums have skyrocketed under Obamacare. If you're in the individual market, a family today is spending $1,000 a month for a $10,000 deductible plan. That's the kind of And they were told those premiums were going to go down by the people who passed this law, and now President Trump and Republicans are trying to change it, repeal it, and replace it, and yet, somehow we're to blame? That makes absolutely no sense.
Hold on a second, Jim. You're going to be to blame. Because what the president's doing right now is subverting the law in a way where it's going to cause loss, and that's on you because it didn't have to happen.
He's not subverting a law. He's stopping unconstitutional payments to insurance companies who've made record profits the last few quarters.
If you want to deal with costs in health insurance, do it. What I'm saying is this. You got to tell the whole truth
we do.
when it comes to the ACA.
That's the president's executive orders. Interstate shopping, allowing associations
that doesn't make it cheaper.
Those are going to help with improve competition and begin to bring down costs. That's why he's doing it.
No, first of all, some states allow it now. We haven't seen that kind of cost savings. Second of all, they price insurance based on where you are, not where they are. So there's a little bit of a specious argument in terms of what the premise is of going across state lines.
Here's what I know.
When you let people get cheaper plans, someone, thank God, like you, me, younger, healthy, we're okay. We're going to get priced better if we did it on our own. Maybe. One, that sometimes comes back to bite us in the behind. Because then when we have need, our plan doesn't cover it because it's only a catastrophic plan. Second, you know that insurance isn't about just you and me. It is about the collective. And when you pull out the people like us and those who are younger, I may be giving us too much credit. We're probably a little bit too old to really change the market pricing.
I'm older than you.
But when you take the younger and the healthy people out, you change the price scale. When you pull these subsidies out, which you're endorsing, you're going to hurt those lower-income people, but you're also going to hurt other people because the insurance companies are still going to make their money.
Now, you know what I'm endorsing? I'm endorsing keeping our word. I'm endorsing doing what we said we would do. That's what the president's doing. That's what I want to do. That's why the American people are so frustrated, because we told them we were going to repeal it and replace it, and we haven't got that done.
And you're okay with him doing it by executive order when you have pounded executive orders in the past?
I'm okay in doing everything we can to help the families who have been hurt by this law. That was, when it was passed, they were told 9 different false statements. They were lied to by the architect of Obamacare, Jonathan Gruber. I'm okay with changing all that and giving them better insurance, better health care, and that's what we're focused on doing. But in real simple terms, let's keep our word. Let's do what we said. That's what the president is focused on. That's what I'm focused on. That's what the Freedom Caucus is focused on. Unfortunately, you're right. We had 6 Republican senators who voted against the exact same sentences, same commas, same punctuation.
That a president doesn't write law, it executes them. Now you're saying, well, but sometimes it's okay. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I said he should do it consistent with the Constitution, and that's what I think he is doing. That's what the court said relative to the CSR payments.
That litigation is not over. So you're chair. But look, I hear you out. Thank you for making your case here. You will be judged on the impact of these changes.
You're right.
And that's what elections are about.